What's good, Commanders fans, and happy Friday. The rookies did report to camp today, but I will be going over some, I guess we can call it slow news day or off-season news or social media news, if you want to call it that. So if you look at, I just saw this on Twitter not too long ago. So if you look at Jay Daniels MVP Brandon on Twitter, and then the person who actually tweeted this was McLaurin wide receiver one. I'm gonna post that real quick here. I'll post a picture here. And so the Commanders put up a post saying a wholesome offseason of all the players that got married. I think it was Noah I and I don't know who else they put up there. But McLaurin wide receiver one says absolutely disrespectful because they didn't post Terry McLaurin's wedding picture in the Twitter post. Now, remember, the Commanders did post Terry's wedding, a picture of it. They said them introducing the McLaurins during the summertime. It's still the summer. I think he got married in the summer or spring, whatever. So they did post him individually. They did do that. But it is odd that they did not post a picture of his wedding in that picture showing everybody's wedding. It is odd. Like, the only reason why we're even thinking about this is because of the press conference he just had a couple days ago, and then of course the contract negotiations or lack thereof that he's had for the past month. No contact with the team at all, and then of course he's not in the photo shoot for the alternate jersey. So this is the time of the year where we have nothing to do. There's no football. There's only the summer league on right now. I don't watch baseball, so that's on right now, and we're just really thirsty for the season to happen. So. And we just want Terry to get signed. We just saw T.J. Watt get his extension. Trey Amos just got signed. Von Miller just got signed. So we're very anxious to see our wide receiver number one get signed. I don't think there's going to be a trade or anything like that. I really don't think that's going to happen. Now, I do think negotiations are going to linger into training camp. I really do. I think it's going to go into training camp. My opinion, I don't think they're going to get a deal done over the weekend. I just don't see it happening. Now, I could be wrong. And they just want to get something done so he can be there. And it's not like, so he doesn't have a slow start to the season. He did have a slow start last year. We still ended up being 12-5. But they just want to, I feel like they should do their best to get him practicing and get him signed as soon as possible. That's just my thoughts on it. I don't know the difference of opinions, the difference of dollar amount, the difference of years, the difference of guaranteed money. We all don't know that stuff at all. But, of course, reading between the lines and the tea leaves, and of course what he said, where he's not happy, he's frustrated with the lack of communication. Just tell me where I stand, basically, and saying, if I'm not in your plans, just let me know. I won't be upset. Stuff like that is really, really, really crazy to hear from a guy who has been Mr. Commander for the past 5 years. And he's been healthy the past 4 or 5 seasons. Hasn't missed a game in the last 4 seasons, which is crazy to say, knock on wood. So, but let me see. Who did they even post on there? I think that's Noah I in the top right. I don't know who that is over there. Mikey Samerstill. Okay, he got engaged. He proposed to his girlfriend, now fiance. And then Noah I got married, it looks like. I don't know who. Is that Colson Yankoff? Looks like he got engaged. Yeah, Colson Yankoff. And the big Fosbear, I don't know who that is. That got married. I don't know who that is. I got to look that up on Instagram. But Terry, his picture was not on there. But like I said, he got a personal picture. He got a picture, and I'm going to post that here, too. They posted a personal picture of Terry McLaurin, but he liked the post saying absolutely disrespectful. So clearly he feels some type of way, and I guess this is his subtle way of saying that he's upset by liking a post. And this is where we are in 2025, stuff like this. Now, it's not anywhere near as bad as Terrell Owens, like I said, lifting in front of his house. Jamar Chase last year voicing his frustration. Brandon Ayuk. Going on podcasts and whatnot and putting up pictures of our practice with Jay Daniels and stuff like that. It hasn't gotten that bad, but it's pretty bad. It is. It's not a good look. Now it's out in the public and everything. It's not just the agent speaking or Jordan Schultz speaking. It was actually Terry McLaurin speaking 2 days ago. So, but yeah, this is like I said, we're going to overanalyze things and look at things until something gets done or a conclusion happens. My panic meter still is at like a 3 or a 2, really a 3 after the press conference. I got to hear what he had to say, and it's actually his feelings and not the agent or Jordan Schultz or whoever. But yeah, so I mean, it's just something to think about and talk about. Like I said, to me, I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world, but they do need to get a deal done, and they're clearly not in a good place. They're not in a good place, but we've seen stuff like this happen with CeeDee Lamb and the Cowboys. We've seen stuff like this happen with Jamar Chase. Like I said, Trey Hendrickson spoke out to the media in his golf attire, said how much he wasn't having Myles Garrett, wrote a whole letter talking about how he wasn't happy, and then he ended up getting paid. TJ Watt not happy, he just got paid. So Deebo Samuel did this with the Niners. Ayuk did it with the Niners. Kittle did it with the Niners. Terry's not the first guy or the second or third or fourth or 100th guy or 100th wide receiver to hold out because they're far apart with contract negotiations. So, but yeah, Adam, I would give Terry 33 mil per year. That's what I would do personally. I think that's good enough. I would give him above DK Metcalf for 3 years. 3 years, $99 million per year. I don't know how much guaranteed, but that's what I would do. I think that's very respectful of where Terry is at in the season that he just had with 13 touchdowns. And then he played well in the play. He played better than well. He was awesome in the playoffs. He was awesome. He stepped up big time in the Lions game, stepped up big time in the Buccaneers game, and he had a nice touchdown against the Eagles as well in the first half when we were struggling with fumbling and whatnot. So, but all right, let's transition to rookies reporting to camp. So, I mean, there's really not much to say about that, honestly. But, some of the rookies that I'm certainly looking forward to is Jalen Lane. He's going to be behind Noah Brown. So he's wide receiver number 4 or wide receiver number 5 behind Luke. We'll see how Luke performs, if he actually does, if he's actually able to connect with Jaden Daniels. But Jalen Lane is going to be he's slated to be a really good punt returner. And something that we just haven't had consistency from the last couple of years. Like Jameson Crowder was solid at times. OZ was muffing punts. Dax Milne didn't give you nothing at all. He gave you nothing, really. Couldn't make any things shake or nothing. He doesn't make anybody miss in a phone booth, but he was just fielding the punt. Was that Dax Milne who was doing that? I think it was Dax Milne. And then we had Steven Sims who was fumbling and muffing punts. So it's kind of DeAndre Carter was decent at it. He wasn't bad. So we just haven't had like a solid guy that we can count on like for years to come. And I think Jalen Lane has an opportunity to do that. But not only do that, but be a really good receiver as well. And Zach Ertz bigged him up the other day in his interview with, I think it was Kay Adams, and he said that Jalen Lane has stood out the most. JCM, he's a guy to transition to him. He has an opportunity to, I believe, be running back 1 by the end of the season. I think he is the most elusive guy, can make guys miss in a phone booth and can cut back and do different things like that. Just add some more speed and dynamic running to the team. And he was the fastest guy in practice, according to John Keim and others. So that's good for him. So let's see if he can make an impact this year, which I think he can definitely do that. Who else for North? Kane Madrano is a speed demon, so we'll see what he does at the linebacker spot. Can he force turnovers as he plays special teams? Josh Connolly, does he beat out Andrew Wiley? So there's a training camp battle there. I think he should win that battle, but you never know. We'll see what they decide to do. Are they going to do the platoon like they did with Lucas and Brandon Coleman last year, or do they just decide to start Josh Connolly for every snap at the right tackle position? Trey Amos is a dog. He's already standing out, according to John Keim, Logan Paulson. Everybody has said nothing but good things about Trey Amos and him going up against Deebo Samuel, locking him up in practice. And who else? Kane Madrano, Jalen Lane. Who else do we have? The UDFA guys. Ja'Cory Brooks is a wide receiver I'm taking a look at as well. Now, a lot of people are saying he's going to make the practice squad. I heard that from Craig Hoffman because I'm not there. I won't be there until July 29th for one day. But Craig Hoffman said practice squad. John Keim said practice squad too. So a lot of the people who are on the Ja'Cory Brooks fan club or in his fan club, which I am too, you just have to be realistic, and it looks like he's on the outside looking in for the roster. I think Chris Moore is a guy that's going to make the roster instead of Ja'Cory Brooks and KJ Osborne and Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup might make it, but I'm really not high on Michael Gallup. I'm just not. Derek Queen underwent surgery for Jacoby Jones, Robert McDaniel, keep an eye on him. Carlin Vidgers, I think he's going to make the roster at the cornerback spot, so keep an eye on him. Alex Cahoe, more likely a practice squad special teams guy. Cam Arnold, same thing, practice squad special teams guy. Ricky Barber, special teams practice squad guy, and Fentrell Cypress, more of a practice squad special teams guy. I think Robert McDaniel has a good chance to make it at the safety position though. So that's it really for the rookies, guys. I mean, Josh Connolly, JCM, Kane Madrano, Jalen Lane, Trey Amos. We only have 5 rookies, and then you look at the UDFAs. That's really it right there too. So the biggest UDFAs that I'm looking at, or the guys that I'm keeping an eye on at the UDFA spot, is Ja'Cory Brooks and Carlin Vidgers. Those are the two guys I'm definitely keeping my eye on that are UDFAs. All right, you guys. You guys have a great weekend. Hello, Commanders. Peace.